Good morning students. I Neha welcome you all in next lecture of lesson 1, The Lost Child of Moments book. Dear students, as you know that we have started the chapter and in previous lecture you came to know that this story is about a little child who goes to a village fair with his parents. In the fair he lagged behind due to many attractive things. Now see what happens next in the story. Let's start reading the next stanza. Come, child, come, his parents called from the shade of a grove where they had seated themselves on the edge of a wood. He ran towards them. As you know that the child attracted by the little insect and worms who came out from the earth on the footpath to enjoy the sunshine. Then again his parents called him from the shade of a garden. They sat on the edge of a wall. The child ran towards them. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove, and forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals in his hand. But lo, he heard the cooing of doves, ran towards his parents, shouting, "The dove, the dove!" The raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands. As he entered the garden, a shower of flowers fell upon him. He again forgot his parents and began to collect the petals in his hands. Then he heard the cooing, the sound of dove. Do you know what is cooing? That is the sound of doves. And in excitement, he ran towards his parents with shouting, "The dove, the dove!" Now he forgot the petals that had dropped from his hand. Then again his parents called him, "Come, child, come," who had now gone running in wild capers round the banyan tree, and gathering him up they took the narrow winding footpath which led to the fair through the mustard fields. Now as the child nature, he again, when his parents called him, "Come, child, come," he was now running in around the wild capers of the banyan tree. He took round the banyan tree in a playful skipping movement, like a child in a free nature. They took him to the narrow footpath which led to the fair through the mustard fields. As they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs converging to the whirlpool of the fair, and felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. As they reached the village, the child saw the other footpaths full of crowd and round center of the fair. By seeing the crowd, he frightened, but as well as he also fascinated by the things in the fair. Now let's see the next paragraph. A sweetmeat seller hawked gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi at the corner of the entrance, and a crowd pressed round his counter at the foot of an architecture of many colored sweets decorated with leaves of silver and gold. The child stared open-eyed, and his mouth watered for the barfi. That was his favorite sweet. "I want that barfi," he slowly murmured. But he half knew as he begged that his plea would not be heeded because his parents would say he was greedy. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. So dear student, as they entered in the fair, at the entrance gate, one sweetmeat seller was there. He decorated the sweets in different way and in heights, with leaves of silver and gold. As the most of the child liked sweets, so seeing the barfi, water came in his mouth. Because it was his favorite sweet, he liked barfi. He slowly whispered that he wanted that barfi, but he knew very well that nobody pay attention to his demand, and his parents called him greedy. He wants all the things in the fair, that's why he thinks that his parents called him greedy. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on, because he knew the answer of his parents. Now the next paragraph. A flower seller hawked a garland of gulmohar, a garland of gulmohar. The child seemed irresistibly drawn. He went towards the basket, where the flowers lay heaped, and half murmured, "I want that garland." But he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers because they would say that they were cheap. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. Now, after the sweetmeat seller, a flower seller was there, and he was shouting, "A garland of gulmohar, a garland of gulmohar." Now, he greatly attracted towards this and again whispered that he wanted that garland. In his heart, he again wanted that garland. But as usual, he knew that his parents would refuse and give excuse that they were not of good quality. So without asking and without waiting for an answer, he moved on.